and they must be short. And they may have been. I mean, what is short? Because we're not going to get there. There's a guy in French history who is said to be the greatest warrior and the ugliest man of all France, and he stood at average height, almost 5 feet tall. So what is a hobbit? And what would short people be if 5 feet was average? I don't know. Did they live in the hills, in the barrows? Who were the little people? Good to know, wouldn't it?
It's really interesting. I love stuff like that.
Ah, that's great stuff.
Well, if you learn enough, then you can offer a class on it.
Yeah, that's true. I just need to teach her another, like, 36 years, and I'll have some of this stuff down. I used to have that little room in the corner of this building. I sat there alone in that little room with the heater that didn't really heat. I came in the morning and I taught, and I went back, and I went home, and I didn't know anybody. It was like I always thought I was a monk, seated there in my cell studying, and then coming in and teaching. So I transferred, and I got into these offices up here.
And now you're arguing with each other?
Arguing with everybody. Grandpa would be proud. He was the biggest arguer in the whole world. By the time Grandpa died, nobody in the whole family would talk to him. My father used to say, "Pa, why do you argue with everyone?" And he said, "God gave me a brain. Should I not use it?" He should not have used it. Boy, that guy. I swear, sorta, that you could be in an argument with the man, and the first thing you knew, you were on the other side and he was winning. He would maneuver you around, uneducated, clever, devious, argumentative.
Manipulative but not smart.
He was smarter than smart, but he had no education. And, well, my dad was in the hospital once, and the woman standing by her husband in the next bed said, George, this is Grant Penrod." And the guy said, "Penrod, you can never tell a Penrod a damn thing." I think that was partly Grandpa's doing, because you couldn't. Boy, if he didn't know it, well, he'd always known it. There isn't any of that in me, of course, but I do like arguing with those guys. As a matter of fact, I almost hunted down somebody I saw before me at 7 o'clock who was heading up the way, who was an anthropologist, and I wanted to begin an argument about something she'd said. Being life is fun, isn't it? No, you're wrong. Okay, while you're writing this stuff, I brought in a French epic known as the Song of Roland. Yeah. So he's one of the leaders in the Frankish army, and he's faced with overwhelming odds. And all he can do is fight until he can fight no more, and then sound his horn to give the alarm to the main body of the Franks, and continue fighting until help arrives. And meanwhile, Charlemagne, 20 miles away, says, "Hark, I hear the horn of Roland." And an enemy within says, No, 'tis nothing, could not be heard, but it does, it sounds, Roland somewhere, the County Roland is in danger. And they all ride to the aid, but while they're doing it, great is the battle, and crowded the melee. Nor does Count Roland stint of his strokes this day. You're going to get into a little alliteration in here, aren't you? What is that?
Symbolism.
No,